What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for a little bit of a special event. Today we are going to partake, in the 15th anniversary Solstice challenge. Now, I kind of had in the back of my mind that this was going to happen, especially remembering back 5 years ago. Can't believe it was 5 years ago that I participated in the 10-year anniversary challenges with the Skippy late model Solstice and Legends car, and did pretty well. So this is in the back of my mind is coming up, but it didn't really cross my mind until they made the announcement last week. This is the Solstice Challenge to celebrate the 15 years of iRacing. It'll be this, then the Legend, then the Skippy, then the late model, I believe is the order. Subsequent weeks at the end of August will be 15 years since iRacing's been live. And the Solstice being one of the original or near original cars on the sim, they're celebrating that. Fixed sets, different track every day. I wanted to run Monday evening when they were at Summit Point. I really did. It just did not fit with my schedule, and this morning is really the only time I can fit this in my schedule this week, unfortunately. Lime Rock isn't my favorite place, but it'll be fine. So expect 2 videos of this. Hopefully, if things go well, we're going to run the next 2 at 9 and 9:30. So if you see another video of this on Tuesday, it's not Deja Vu, it's a different race. So make sure you still check that out. Also, I'm thinking of I want to take a second to thank everybody that watches the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 videos. A couple of those have really blown up recently and been big successes, and I've heard a lot of great things about people feeling some crazy nostalgia for those games. So that's been really cool. I'm excited to keep pumping those out. They've been fun to record and get back into recently. Like I said, these are fixed, as you can see here. It gives you some notes now, I guess, in this car. Nothing you can change. It's totally fixed. Track temp is 108. I have no idea what we're looking at here as far as pace or anything. I have not driven this car, keep in mind, since that finale race back in December. So 8 months or 9 months almost. Back in December was the finale race with the big group that we got together at Laguna Seca was where that was at. So. But I promise you, I've not forgotten how to drive this car. You don't forget that. It's just America getting back in the swing of things. No idea if they've changed the car at all. Obviously, they've changed some of the track settings and stuff that I have not been around for. But you don't forget how to drive your favorite car. So hopefully I don't embarrass myself, but it'll probably take a little bit, especially on this fixed set after I had my same set that I ran for 6 years on this car. I have to find some brake zones as well. This car handles curbs relatively well. Line of least resistance here, so I don't expect to win or anything. This is more for fun. See how we do. Obviously, I can carry more speed than that. See how we do down the hill here. Gonna need some amount of lift. How much more than that? A little bit of brake. Alright. So this lap is also blowing because we messed the last corner up so badly, so just gotta try to get a gauge here with some tire heat and see where we're at. We'll break at 200 for turn 1, see if that's still good. It is one downshifty only, nice and easy. No idea if they've been getting big splits for these. I know some of the ones Monday night at Summit were incredible splits, like 4,000 SOF races, which is awesome to see that there's still a passionate crowd of people that love this car and run well. Again, I wish I would have had more time to practice this week. I really do. It just wasn't in the cards with other things going on, which is unfortunate, but at least it wasn't next week where I'm going to be in Ohio. That would have been a disaster, or by the time you see this, I guess this week and coming up. So just a slight blend through there, right out to the chip. Slight brake to get the nose pointed. That was okay. See what this lap is, and then we can improve on it here. Now that we have a better run off the last corner, we're going to carry 3 or 4 miles an hour more, actually. It's a 5.5. I think we can go faster than that. Only 12-minute races, very, very short. Tire wear will not be an issue. Anything like that, nothing crazy. This fixed set is going to throw me off a little bit. It is not going to corner the way my open set is that we ran for, again, like I said, 6 years, basically nearly unchanged. The only change I really ever made was when these cars went to racing tires in, I think, 2020. We had to make some slight tweaks just with toes and stuff, but Other than that, basically unchanged for 6 or 7 years. So get a little bit of a suck here down the front stretch off of Ronald, which will help our time a little bit, but nothing crazy. A little bit better there, even 98 through the final corner with a little bit more tire heat. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. We'll see what this lap is. What's the fastest lap? 4.3. It's going to be a 4.7. So we're thereabouts. Not at the top of the charts by any means, but it's not important or necessary or necessarily expected. So we probably gained a little bit. We should probably be P4 with the toe that we got. But you could also say there's probably a little bit of aero pushing that last corner. We'll just have to keep running, see what we got, how much time practice we got left. About 5 minutes. So I think I'm losing a little bit down here. This guy in front of me has got that all wrong. I'll try to look to driver's right here. Tricky corner to make a pass. He's going to let us go, though. Didn't quite get that one. Not quite as right. It's still okay. You can't quite be flat through that last corner. That's where the trickiness comes in. Probably go slightly deeper in turn one, but too much deeper and you're risking just missing everything. We've done that before plenty of times. 20 cars. Hopefully this will split here. I'm not sure what the split number is for this kind of fun series, but if we only got 20, I don't think it'll split. I think we're going to get caught up here with this guy as well. He's deep in there as well. Can definitely brake later in there, carry a little bit more speed on turn-in. Keep that in mind. Just going to need a slight lift through this corner here. Just an ever so slight blend. There's a little bear there. He's going to just about run off track. Should be able to make this pass down to turn one though. See if we can brake a little bit later here. Don't really like using shade or anything as a marker because obviously that's going to move with the sun. But just as far as where I can put the car, I'm trying that little tree patch of shade there. A little bit better through there actually. There's a slight blend there to get the nose pointed. Felt okay. Couple guys in the 104s, which is good to see. Still in the 104s for us as well. That's awesome. Definitely think we have okay pace, maybe not 3 pace, but I'm sure the fast guys are much faster than that. Again, the really fast guys in this car are from all over the world, really. But at the end of my Solstice reign, there kind of overtook me, or at least were even with me on most tracks. Summit really being the exception. I mean, I didn't get to practice for that last race at Laguna Seca. I had to come straight from work when I heard that that was happening and we were getting a group together to run that. And unfortunately at 6,100 or whatever I was the one car and lost like 60 or 70 iRating, which was fine. I didn't care. It wasn't about that in that race. But that being said, touch the grass there. That this car kind of became the car that a lot of people focused on towards the end, which I would like to think that I slightly helped influence, made popular through the Solstice community and PCC. And so as unfortunate as it was, I no longer could just hop in a race and run circles around people other than Summit, basically. It was great to see the series grow at the very end until its demise. But that being said, I think, again, not having the practice this week and getting back into this, which is why I wanted to come practice here before this race, even just for a couple minutes, I think that definitely hampered my ability to come back in, hop in with the fixed set, and do this. I also have no idea how many people, A, have run this week, or B, raced the fixed set in the official series when it was official back last year. So regardless, we got 26 cars here. We'll see what the splits end up looking like. 27 now. Crawford's no longer in here. I saw the other dude just left, Robert. So again, maybe there's been a little bit of track temp change. Maybe it's gotten a little cooler. But regardless, I don't think I'm finding 4/10 here. Maybe a 10th or 2 if I run a really great lap. I think I can run a 7 relatively comfortably in whatever temp we just ran at. First lap's going to be a tire heat lap. Learn that. Well, I'm thinking of it. Thanks, Russell Despain Designs for these paint schemes. I did not bring back out the purple car for this. We left it with the blue car. The purple car, I think, is still on the main account Solstice. Someone will have to check me on that. It's been a while, obviously. But this car, still running the blue one, so thanks to Russ for putting this together. It looks absolutely gorgeous, as always. Again, maybe the final time or the final 2 times here coming up that I will run this car. But wonderful paint scheme. Love it. It's gorgeous. So thanks to him for putting it on. It's one of my favorite CF mobiles. Anyways, we'll load into this session here. It's going to be a pretty straightforward thing, like 3-minute warm-up, Q laps, 12-minute race, which will probably be 12 laps, I guess, maybe 11. I don't know what the pace is going to be like in race trim with people battling, but 11 or 12 will be the number, and then we'll just have to try to stick with the front pack. A little bit of tow should help us down the front here, but not too much because it's a relatively involved track. See what the track temp is, 111. Good split, though. We're a 3 car at whatever we're at, 3,000. Unlike my usual kind of antics here lately, we're not going to start from the pits or anything. We are going to just go out and qualify and race and have fun. That's kind of the #1 goal, so. I love this.
I think the car's fun.
I miss my Solstice.
It's a fun car.
All right. Yeah, a little bit of warm up here. We should be able to just about finish this lap. Don't have the tire heat to be doing that. It's not too bad, though. I expect we're going to be about 5th on pace. We'll see how things play out, though. If we can be 5th on pace, I'd be cool with that. Again, the ultimate pace here isn't really the goal. Not really about that. Cars everywhere. Should be able to just about get in down here. You can use some of that curb, but obviously using a lot of it is not going to be beneficial. It's really hard there to see when you're tucked up on someone, as I just found out. All right, time for Q. See if the track temp changes any. I wouldn't expect it to, but you never know. 110. All right, we'll head right out. Usually we'll get all the tire heat that we can, then we're just going to have the 1 lap to make it work. I've not raced at Lime Rock in quite a while. It's probably been, I should say, in this car. I've raced here a couple times since I've raced here in the Solstice. It was probably 2020 the last time I raced here in the Solstice, would be my assumption. Maybe 2021, but certainly not last year. I don't think it was 2021 either, though. I think it was the end of 2020. So regardless, like I said, I already mentioned with the fixed set and everything, we're going to see how this goes. Not expecting anything crazy or world beating, but just for fun. But I'd still like to perform, run well. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully it's entertaining at the very least. Not my favorite track in this car. I actually prefer the version without the chicane, or the old version if you want to look at it like that. The old chicane was cool on the old version, but it was absolutely terrifying as hell. I would not want to race that in fixed set for sure. Awful chicane. But regardless, fun track, good track to come and race. It's not just a draft track like at Daytona or Okayama or Atlanta or any of those type of tracks. Tsukuba is on Sunday. I'm not sure how long Sam and I are going to be out. I would like to try to get one of those in Sunday night. I think that's unlikely, but never know how things will shake out. So we'll see if there's a Tsukuba race in there somewhere. All right. Tire prep is done. No idea if it was good or if it made a difference or anything at all, but we're ready to go here, folks. All right, here we go. Nice big arc here. A little bit too much, actually. Probably cost myself a little bit of time there, being honest. But we'll see how it plays out. A little bit too deep in turn 1. It's going to hurt. We'll try to get some of it back here off turn 2. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Fixed set again just isn't going to cut like my open set. Just expected and predictable and fine. Just different. All right. Spare through the last corner. Wish I could have had that last lap coming to the green, but it's all good. See what this one ends up being. I think a 105 dead would be good. 4.8. We'll take that up to P2, it looks like. All right. A little bit unexpected. I think some other guys are still out there running faster laps, but that's good for now. Not sure how many have left to go, but I think we could have been in the 7s, maybe the 6s. Not exactly sure, but obviously if we ran 8.48 there after whatever the heck that was, then who knows? Stefan, Jason Fewens back in 13th. All right, Midwest. Are we the only? Nope, Josiah's Midwest. Okay, cool. I was like, are we the only American in here? But the last two are as well. Malachi, forgot about that. So we're going to be P3 here. Rolling start. All right, we're ready to rock. Starting P3. Hopefully we can finish P3. Hopefully it's a good battle between the front cars. See how it shakes out. Obviously, short race. We're gonna have to tire warm like crazy on this pace lap here and hope for the best. Tire wear shouldn't be a factor even with the fixed set. Maybe it will be. We'll find out. Shouldn't be. It's only half of a PCC race length, but it also could get pretty nuts, and I'm sure there will be some dive bombs at some point. So the question is, do I buy a Pontiac Solstice? I've pondered this for a long time. I know I'd look like an absolute scrub at 6'1" in this car, but it could just be great for the memes, honestly. So do have a fast repair in case we get yeeted. Good to see you, Miguel. Hope you're well. Can run this car on a chip for quite a while, so. All right. We are ready to go. Hopefully we can stick on the back of these guys here, and maybe the front couple will break away. I'm not sure. We have a couple 10th gap back to the cars behind. Nothing crazy, though. We are ready. Also, this is weird being up by the pace car. Usually Solstice is the slowest class, so this is weird being up on the pace car. And we get junked immediately. Okay.
Wow.
So we're done. Did you not realize there was a car to the right there, or what? But we're done, so gonna have to come get the faster pair. It's pretty killed. I mean, I could drive it around like this for 10 laps, but that's not gonna help. That's not gonna learn us anything, so we'll come get the faster pair. That sucks. Thought we were in a good spot. Not sure what happened there. I mean, maybe I moved across. I felt like I was still in line with the guy in front and got run into, but I'm just not sure. So we are very broken though. At least they apologized for it, so. If you make a mistake, it happens. I've been there. So we'll go back and watch it. If it's just one of those things, then that's okay. Faster pair is done. See if we can go make up a spot or two here. I think we might be able to run down Dan. We'll have to wait and see.
So nice and smooth. Looking forward to a nice race.
That's unfortunate, though. Like I said, I think we had a chance to run in the top 3. Gonna lose some good iRacing out of this. Looks like Dan's had a problem here. Is just pulling off. That's gonna be P11, or at least keeping P11, I guess technically. So we'll get some good solo practice. See what the tires do, I guess. It sucks that this is kind of what it came down to, but that's racing sometimes. If you make the mistake, I can't really be mad about that. So just based on that, though, it seems like we just got hooked based on the apology. Must have gone and watched the replay. So 11th out of 14th is where we're going to end up as long as there's no other death here. But we'll run another one coming up that you'll see. So see if we can learn some here. So we'll see what kind of laps we can put down solo. And obviously we get a tire wear marker, so that'll be helpful. On the 4.5 there for Miguel. Going to be almost certainly faster than what we do, but we'll see. This is probably going to be our best lap. A little bit understeer there. We might get a little bit of a tow from Ronald, but give us a ballpark at least. Try to stay out of the tow. Five, 6, so we're thereabouts. Probably had pace for second in this race, which sucks, but we'll use it. We'll come back on to the next one, and we'll go from there and see what we can do. Try to back this up here, see if we can get a run off of this corner. Grab a spot. Or positioning at least, because it's not a spot. Going defensive for some reason. Sounds about right. 4-4 there for Miguel. All right, see if we can get on top of Dan here. Get this pass completed. It is also nice driving this car with actual real pedals that work consistently, so thanks Trent for that. I don't think that I had these pedals when the last Solstice race went off, so it's a nice change. I still think if I started a Solstice League, it would be popular. The problem is this car is raced by such a wide, or was raced by such a wide variety of people across the world that the time zones would never work out for everybody. So it'd almost have to be a USA-based thing with like ovals and stuff, and that would not be really in the spirit of what I want to do. So another 4.7 there. So even making a pass, I'm pretty consistently in that 7 range, if not a little faster. So I definitely feel like that we could compete at the front. Maybe not with Miguel, he's pretty fast, but certainly that we have the pace for second, which sucked. But we'll have to go back and get him in the next one, which is fine. That's racing. Tired of bleeding SR, though. We've bled a lot of SR in these last 2 or 3 races. You didn't actually see the previous race to this. Ran GT4s at Road America, which is, again, obviously one of my favorite tracks, and GT4 cars, okay. We didn't have that much pace, but we were somewhere in the middle. And it went so badly that I could not make it a video. Unbelievably. I mean, just mistakes, crashes, dead people everywhere. Matt Malone was in that race streaming, so if there's a race where he's in there and runs 6th or 7th or something in the LMP3 class, that's the race I'm referring to. I'm in there a couple times getting lapped past. There's another 7, which I'm pretty happy with. It was so bad for me personally with just circumstance and things that happened that I couldn't make it a video. Honestly, it was a mess. We crashed a lot. I ended up with 13x. We finished 9th out of 17 somehow and only lost 3 iRating, which was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how many cars crashed out of the race, because I think I was like 3 or 4 laps down in a 30-minute race and finished 9th out of 17. It was nuts. But I really couldn't believe how the thing ended up going, and it was pretty wild. 13x, I believe I did not go back and check this like for historical accuracy. I think that's the most instance I've had in the last 5 years in one race, I think, like an official race. I can't remember a time where I got more instance than that and like finished the race. And again, I only lost 3 iRating, which is the craziest part through all that, so. It was not pretty. It was not really fun. I mean, I enjoyed driving the car, but it was not a fun race. We didn't really have any battles with anybody or anything. It was kind of just avoiding the dead people, and then ended up dying myself a couple times, which sucks, but. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. I'd like to go run down Jason. Looks like we're quite a bit quicker, but maybe not enough to catch up in about 4 laps. I just love this car, man. I miss this car so much. I would race this car still now in hindsight, knowing what I know about how special this car is, not just to me, but to the community at large. I get why they got rid of it. It's a 15-year-old car, 15-year-old Scan. But it was so beloved and was kind of a connection to the original, like, old style of iRacing, like pre-COVID especially, that people had, and there aren't many of those left on the sim. Such a good car, so much fun to drive, and I definitely race this. Another 7, pretty happy with that again. I would race this for points again if I had the hindsight to go back, and I don't think we have enough in us now, especially with my schedule. I don't have enough time to practice and stuff to win an overall championship anymore like I did in 2020 when nothing else was really going on. That was kind of the perfect storm of things that fell in my lap. I think I could compete in the top 5. I mean, I think David finished 6th or 10th that season in points overall, which is really cool, and I was really proud of that, to be able to race with him and share that with him. But being the overall champ, just a lot of circumstances fell in my lap to beat Frank, to beat Eben, some of the really fast guys that went and ran, to beat Andrew, some of the super talented guys that are just the top level A+ road racers, but especially in this car. It was just kind of an unbelievable experience that won't really probably be replicated. As much as I'd love to think that we could, it's just so tricky these days with practice and timing and telemetry and data and stuff that we didn't used to have 5-10 years ago that I never really adopted. Fully, at least. I use some telemetry and stuff for building for RTP and C Open and stuff, but not to the level that some of these guys use it for driver coaching and training and stuff, which is why they're better than I am, obviously. But my point being, I'd love to run for points again just to have that experience and the opportunity to race some really great competition and some great friends, and I think it would be a lot of fun, especially with the current PCC format. However, I understand why they did what they did, and it sucks, and it kind of sucks that it was my favorite car that got axed versus something else. But it's going to happen to everything eventually. All the sim content's going to become outdated eventually, and theoretically it'll be replaced. I mean, we still got series racing GT1 cars and the old 2005-6 Ford GT in a GT class championship, and granted that series is pretty much dead, but there are a lot of series that are dead with brand new content. If you look at the Brazilian stock cars and the Radical series, I'm not sure if that's dead. That, it seems like a lot of people have mixed reviews on that car though. There are a lot of cars with content that are way newer than this car was that are just ghost towns, unfortunately. You see a lot of Lotus 49, a lot of Lotus 79. The sprint cars and the Death Canoes still don't get big splits regularly. They have a couple of times where everybody gets together in races, but not regularly. So, let's Tobias off. Let's see if we can grab a spot here. He was 6th. Looks like he's made contact with somebody. Big damage there. Actually going to spin off, drop the wheel in the grass. I think we're coming up to the last lap here. We should be. So that's one spot. That's up to 10th. We're just going to be sure to get into Jason. We need a couple more laps. Caught him big time. Not sure if he's tanking or what, because he's a 2 car, so he's 3,500 or something. But regardless, we're going to get close.
I'm sorry, man.
White flag, last lap around. What's the lead for the leader? Oh yeah, he's got big leads, so that sucks. So it's going to be a P10. Well, that sucked, but awesome win, Miguel. Great drive.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we're upwards of a half a second or 3/4 of a second faster than Jason. Just need more time. Lost too much time. Could I have kept limping around with my damaged car and maybe finished one spot better, perhaps, but I wouldn't have learned anything.
Great race, guys.
Wouldn't have been fun.
This thing is always fun. After all these years. Cheers.
So I guess we'll wrap this one up and we'll hop right back in and be ready for another one. At least I'm warmed up and fresh, so we'll see what we got and we'll hop out of here, see what our tire wear was like. Yeah, so we get the green. Yeah, I don't know what I mean, I'm perfectly straight. Just got hooked out of line. It happens. I don't know if, again, they didn't see me, didn't realize that I was up there. I mean, I was pretty much dead even, so they could have just anticipated that this was the third place car and that this was going to just be a spread start. I don't know if they just lost me in their sights right there or what happened. It's unfortunate. It sucks that was me, especially. But again, they sent me a nice apology, and we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I mean, it was a good apology. It wasn't malicious or anything. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, I got to wrap this up and get in the next one. So we'll look at the results here real quick. 2000 SOF, it did split 72 hour rating down and 0.09 SR. So we really can't lose another chunk here for this one. Best lap was a 4.4 from Miguel. Mine was a 4.6. So I think we had the second best lap, if I'm reading through this correctly. Yes, we did. So there were a couple guys. There's a 7 there, an 8, another 7 up from Gabriel. That could have been a tow lap on the second lap, though. We ran a 6 by herself, or at least nearly by herself. We might have had a little bit there at the end, but basically by herself, maybe a 7 by herself for sure. So had several 7s. We were in the ballpark. Just that's racing sometimes. You can't script them all to go right. So we'll take the nice IR chunk lost, makes up for those B-fix at Road America. Really need the 0x here in this next one. That would be ideal. But you'll see that one tomorrow, which I'm going to record shortly. So thank you for stopping by. Make sure you drop a like and a sub down below. Don't want to miss any of the action from iRacing, Need for Speed Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Jeez, I'm getting ahead of myself. NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, or anything else that I may run, put together, race, explore, view, whatever the case may be. There may or may not be a vlog coming out later this week from Eldora. We'll have to see kind of what the mood is and how much free time we have hanging out with Belsky and Banksy. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye on the channel, and that's going to be that. I'm going to go run another Solstice, so you'll see that tomorrow. Till next time, bye.